Hi and welcome to the short video demonstration of Rev-Trac Insights. This video is going to showcase the Migration Workbench app. The Migration Workbench app is the first in the new series of migration utilities. The migration utilities draw on the transport management and automation features that are offered in our flagship product Rev-Trac Platinum. The migration utilities are specific to transport management and provide critical safety checks for organizations that need assistance managing transport import sequence, object dependencies, and impact. So let's have a look at the Migration Workbench. The Migration Workbench has three key areas. Firstly, the target group, where the transports will be imported. In this case, we're going to send transports to QAS. Next, we can see that we have the ability to add transports. So I'll get these transports from a spreadsheet and add them to my Migration Workbench. Now we can run some safety checks regarding the subset of transports and the target group QAS. In this case, I'm going to focus on OOPS. OOPS is the Overtake Overwrite Protection System. In this case, we can see three warnings that an OOPS check can detect. The first is an overwrite foreign. An overwrite foreign will be triggered if a transport is being imported to a system and overwriting a transport that does not exist in the same source system. In this case, the DV2 transport is going to overwrite a dev transport, and this dev transport does not exist in DV2. This is most commonly discovered in environments running an N+1 landscape or multiple development systems. The next we can see is an overtake. An overtake will occur when a transport of a later release date is migrated into a target system before a transport with an earlier release date. The third one we can see is an overwrite. And an overwrite will occur when a transport of an earlier release date arrives in a target group and overwrites a transport with a later release date. An overtake is an out-of-sequence migration. An overwrite is a downgrade. So let's resolve some of these issues. The overwrite foreign is very simple. In this case, let's exclude our DV2 transport. This is now being removed from the subset, and we can see when we run the OOPS check, we now only have the overtake and overwrite to deal with. In this case, we can see the overtake and overwrite regard the same transports. And we can easily solve this particular instance by simply reverting the sequence. Now when we have a look at the OOPS check, we can see that there are no issues and we're ready to migrate these transports. Let's have a look at some of the other safety checks. The other two main safety checks are PODS and KISS. PODS stands for Peripheral Object Dependency System, and KISS stands for Code Impact Scoring System. This time, what I'll do is I'll add a different set of transports to the Migration Workbench. And I'm going to run the PODS check. The PODS check will determine dependencies that are not being met, and sometimes these can be found in other transports. Here we can see all of the dependencies known to the subset of transports in the list and the various programs based on their location. In this case, we have two missing programs or objects. I can also filter this down. The found are obviously within the target system as expected, and of course we have in selection, which are included in the subset of transports. So the missing are the primary focus here, and these transports are essentially not going to allow for the dependencies to be met if we send these transports as they are. So we can now go back to our Migration Workbench, add these additional transports, which we can see end in 970 and 974, to resolve these dependencies. I'll add the additional transports now. And we can see when we run the PODS check, this time the result shows that there are no missing transports because they are now all in the selection or in the target system. This is how Insights has helped to resolve dependencies. Let's have a look at some of the other safety checks, this time KISS. What I'll do now is I'll run the KISS report. KISS again stands for Code Impact Scoring System. And what we're doing is the opposite to what we do for the dependency check. This time, instead of looking down the code tree, we're looking up the code tree to find executable programs or transactions. In this case, we can see all of the impacted objects. This is important information to understand what to test before a change is promoted to the subsequent environment. In some cases, the objects can be modified to reduce the impact, and of course, the understanding of what should be tested can be achieved before the migration is sent to the QA environment. I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free to reach out to us if you would like more information.